double-decker, dependent on bridge arrangements. So obviously on depots, on some of these routes, depending on low bridge, low tree arrangements, but obviously the next up detailed deckers on there to in the past or remembered when I have the old direct format buses on. Even the sevens have done this week, but prior to it, some more ideal for the 18, very ideal on the 18 because of the passenger one. So, assuming the passengers are quite good standard, it's midday, so I'm assuming this train is National Express facilities. Already no 14 to take over the 5 from Wolverhampton to Console on Sundays and night evenings from Chase Rider. So what we're going to do shortly is head straight down towards Salt Wells and onto Old Hill. used to share with Mensnet in the past on the 12 corridor from Dudley to Birmingham, and the 14 corridor when it used to go from Marlborough to Birmingham, and one additional journey, the A journeys towards Blackheath, but now that's fully the 13. So here's the Tesco extra supermarket. So anyway, just about past the Omnilink, operated by Walsall Garage, Almost Express West Midlands, and that's doing the 4M. Towards Walsall. The M means Merry Hill, the H means Highly Green, and it's all part of the 4 corridor. Just trying to get through here, and we're just paired up with the 24H that's coming in from Alzoin. Then that will go into a 24 service bound for on Blackheath. Services to Timbertree estate in this is the Heath where the 17H comes along. Now the 17H uses a smaller street light, which is one of the batch that used to operate 226, which is the medium size ones. And of course, sometimes it's an candidate body via 200 NMC, which are like the newer batch. About to pass us is a video SB200 right pulsar. Thanks, caramels. I just gone past the pulsar. And you know the 18 currently 6 mixtures and buses at a Euro 6. So that includes the pulsars, the Enviro 200, street lights, and and then it joins up with one of Diamond's major routes, the 002 service from Weaver Castle to Merry Hill, which is operated by Diamond. Well, Diamond have been operating the 002 since the inception from Ludlow's, which was Hal's own based independent, and the 002 used to be, and on Sundays the 002 is known as the National Express West Midlands X21 that runs from Birmingham Central Garage for National Express West Midlands rather than Kensington. Just going to turn onto Cornbreves. So I'm going to turn onto Cornbreves Road, and this is going to take us along here. So this will be the first time National Express will come up and down this line, since they used to do the former 28 service. If you remember, they did the 28 round here that went from Stourbridge to Halzone through Merry Hill. It replaced the 14 service from Bromley Hill to Farmers Farm, and also the 287 from Merry Hill to Stourbridge. And the 14 was the old Tramwell West Midlands 210 and 211 from Bromley Hill to Farmers Farm. Did at one time extend up to Halzone. So at least they know. So, and it used to turn off that side road, up Banners Lane, and went by the West Midlands Hospital, but now that bit has now been taken off. It is still used, but only on a rare basis when there's a diversion on the 17H, which goes from Earl to Halzone. So here we go now, on our way to Merry Hill. So that means only the 002 will remain diamond around this part of the route on Monday to Saturday daytimes, and then it's fully NXWM on Sundays only. And also late evenings, but the 002 doesn't do late evenings anymore, it only does daytimes. Because the 002 in 2023 was going to face the axe, leaving that meant Merry Hill, for those people who would go from this end to Halzone, would have no alternative method of transport. To even walk up the hill to get on the number 9 or get 13. It's just a non-starter really, but that got saved thanks to a subsidy from local authorities. So we're just by St Peter's Church. Now we're going to go down this slidey road now. This is going to take us along the 002. Now, route to ourselves. Yep. So, depending if we pick up any more passengers when we're at Dudley, well, when we come close to Merry Hill. So there's the entry point to Cradley Heath. Continue to provide Dudley services. They'll still run the 226 from Dudley to Merry Hill, 25 from Dudley to Stourbridge, and the 25A stretching on towards Kidderminster. Also, they'll still be doing the 215 from Dudley to Blackheath along with the 14, 12A to Oldbury, 214 to the Fox Yards, 229s to 223s to Bilston. 82s on nights and Sundays to Wolverhampton via Bilston. Also, they'll still be doing the 27A to Wolverhampton. Also, they'll still have, I think that's all the routes, because obviously they've also lost the 5 from Dudley to Kingsmithford, along with the 5A that goes to Moorheath and the Peaks. So there are a few garment services that will still continue. Also the 226A on the Sundays and the evenings will continue to be provided by Garment. So I'm just changing stuff around. Probably for the future. And Diamond will still come up and down here because they'll run the 13 service. To go from Merry Hill to Halzone, but they'll be using like small apparatus buses, which are like the minibuses, the Sandy Splinters. Oh, I think we're picking up someone. Traffic before we proceed. Oh yeah, and Diamond will still do the 14 stretches to Halzone on Sundays as well. Oh, and I just forgotten, Don will still be doing the 17 from Dudley to Stourbridge by Bournemouth. I just missed that one out, and of course the 17A and 17S. So they'll still be having those routes in Dudley. I missed them out. Seminar running, right to Clipsford and Mark 2. That's out on the 7 service, bound for Dudley from Wollaston, going inside Stourbridge to go all around Wrekin. All the shops are here at Merry Hill. This is Merry Hill. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.